Good afternoon, everybody. It is Monday, February 27th today. It's Jed Joling here with eXp Realty. I've got another Southern Oregon market update for you. Crazy, we're almost at the end of February already, and we're coming into March, which means springtime is just right around the corner. We're going to jump right into it today. So between Jackson and Josephine County, we have 788 active single-family residential listings on the market. This same time last year, the same week, 571. So we're up 28% on the active listing count. And if you notice 788, if you remember our number from last week, we have gone up just a little bit. And we were talking about that last week, that we were near the turning point in inventory or in our active listings where we should start to see that number go up. And here it was this week. So I was thinking maybe it would have been 2 or 3 weeks out, but it was actually this week that it happened. So we'll continue to monitor that, but it looks like maybe we're going to start seeing those listing counts go up continually from now on out. We'll see. We had 75 new listings last week, 75 pending, 48 closed, and 23 off the market due to expired or canceled listing contracts. Per the 4-week average, we're down 7 on the new count. We're down 22 on the pending count because we had some great weeks there where the pending count was really strong. 75 is still not all that bad. I think honestly we might have seen some weather play into that number last week. We've had some nasty weather. That certainly could have played into it. I know that the pass coming over the mountains on the I-5 was closed just previous of the weekend or during the weekend, so maybe a lot of people weren't able to make it in from out of town to shop real estate, and we do have a lot of people come in from out of town, namely the California area, that come up here and look at real estate. So that could have played into it. Who knows? We're down 1 on the closed count average for the 4-week average, down 2 on the expired or the canceled. Per last year's numbers for this same week, we're down 32% on our new listings, down 34% on our pending listings, and down 35% on our closed listings. So those numbers are all pretty consistent with each other. Out of the 75 new listings last week, 13 of those have already gone pending. That's 17%. So if we look at just a snapshot of this week for our inventory, that puts us at 3.8 months of inventory. And if we look at the 4-week average, that puts us at 3.7 months of inventory. So right in there, this same week last year, if we just took a snapshot of this single week last year, was 1.8 months in inventory. So we are double that now. Which is healthier for the market. It's things aren't flying off the shelf. It gives buyers a chance to find something rather than combating several offers on everything, as that can get frustrating. Mortgage rates today, a 30-year conventional fixed rate national average was 6.78. And we saw that even come down 0.1% from Friday. Rates have gone up over the last 4 weeks pretty drastically, almost 1%. Which is discouraging. The 30-year fixed rate for an FHA is 6.3%. You're going to find a little bit better locally than those two rates. And if you buy down with some points, you're going to get better than that as well. And while we're talking about rates, I did a little bit of digging this morning. So there's some new data, or there's some new predictions, I should say, out. Freddie Mac is predicting mortgage rates to end Q4 of this year at 6.2%, which is much higher than most everyone had been anticipating and saying. The Mortgage Bankers Association projects 5.2% by the end of 2023, so there's a whole percentage difference between their two predictions. And a senior economist of the NAR, also she's in charge of projections, says that rates may stabilize just below 6% if we maintain the rate that we're reducing inflation right now. So all of those are, 5.2 was kind of where I was told and where I was expecting rates to be, was somewhere between 5.25 to 5.5 at the end of the year. These other two are both saying around 6. Time will only tell. Last year, nobody predicted that rates would peak at 7.5%. So these could certainly be wrong, but I figured I would throw this out there since these are people in the business. Obviously Freddie Mac is heavily into the business, and Mortgage Bankers Association and the NAR, they're all people involved heavily in the business. So there's not much left to go over as far as the numbers go. I had already touched on that active listing count, seeing that number tick up from where we were last week. And maybe it was just a fluke week because we saw a little bit less pending transactions than we've been seeing over the 4-week average. And that could have been just due to the weather. I normally wouldn't blame it on weather, but we've had some crummy weather. In fact, while I'm sitting here, it's actually trying to snow, rain, whatever you want to call it. And so I think people have been hiding indoors. It's cold outside. Nobody wants to look at properties right now. So hopefully next week we'll have the wrap of February numbers put together. That's going to depend on if the MLS finishes up their report and gets that out this week. But we're going to be into March, a few days into March next week. So hopefully we'll have a good overlook of what happened in February as a whole compared to last year. So that's all I got for today. As always, I'd like to thank all the people that watch the video, send me referrals, give me feedback. I appreciate all that. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of the week. Stay dry, stay out of the snow, and we'll talk to you soon.